perspective. I want to just add one more perspective before we sort of circle back and digest this in an appreciative but still scared way. Go to the third piece. Samchenu kimoisi nisanu shnois re'inura. This is the pasuk in Tehillim. Okay, make us happy and rejoice like the days that you pained us and the years that we saw bad. L'chayra kasha. Samchenu kimois inisanu shnois re'inura. Right. L'chayra kasha the pasach b'yamim v'sayim mishanim. He says, I have a question. It started off by saying, help us rejoice according to the days that you made us have pain, and then it calls them the years that you gave us pain. Are we asking for payment for the days or the years of suffering? Elo kisheba, and I heard this, by the way, I saw a piece in the Chassam Sofer, I think said the exact same thing that my grandfather said here. Elo ki kisheba kadosh baruch hu l'samchenu l'shalim lanu toiv tachas harash shesavalnu. When Hashem comes to pay back for every amount that you suffered, I will pay you. You get reward for having gone through it and having run that gauntlet for me. Hashem says, I will pay you for it. When Hashem comes to pay, Magia la'odam shono shel toivo kineged kol yoim shel ra shel sava. A person will get a year's worth of goodness for every day of pain that they suffered. V'zeu samchenu kimoisi nisanu. This is what it means. Let us rejoice like the days of suffering. Perish hayomim shesavalnu. The days that we were suffering, shnois re'inura yechashvu kishanim. They should count every day of pain, should count as a year of pain. Kisheishalim lanu yomim shel toiva kinegdam. When you will pay us back, Hashem, they should be a year for a day. I think the Chassam Sofer said it on the pasuk in Shema. 1 second, let me look it up and see if it's true. No, it wasn't here. I'll tell you another place they say it. The Meraglim, up and coming, the Meraglim, why did they have to be in the desert for 40 years? Because the spies spied out the land of Israel for 40 days. That means for every day that they did something wrong, they got a year of suffering. So Midah Tov Meruba, Hashem's attribute of goodness is always more. So that means whenever Hashem's coming to pay back goodness, it's got to be at least a year for a day, and really his attribute of goodness is 500. The Gemara proves it's 500 times the attribute a negative. So it's really got to be 500 to come out to really be 500 years for every day that a person chooses good. Right? Yeah, what were we going to say, Brett? Meaning when Mashiach comes, or when a person comes into the next world, and Hashem says, listen, you went through this amount of pain to be a Jew, to hang on by your fingernails to what was right. You went through that by me. You accepted what I planned and orchestrated for your life. You went through that for me. For every day of suffering, Hashem says, I see that as if it was a year of suffering. And I will reward you in kind for that. I will reward you. Yeah. The reward that's coming is way better than what this world could give you. It's the world to come. It's paradise. It's closeness with Hashem. It's a type of bliss that we don't have words for, imagination for. We can't even imagine it. I'll tell you the mashal of the Chavetz Chaim. I know you were going to say something. What were you going to say? What were you going to say? No. The Meraglim themselves, all died right away. The Meraglim themselves died right away. Yeah, they didn't go through the 4 years. Right? The spies that scouted out Israel. Okay. Yeah, they all died right away. A very specific, unique death, but everybody else over the next 40 years. So let me say the Chavetz Chaim's mashal. We'll end with this again. Like I said, we're scratching a surface of a very big topic, and one that we're gonna struggle with. I think it's a lot to digest, but just ideas. The more you think about the benefit, you could steel yourself and go through it, and you ask Hashem to help you, but you still realize Hashem's your friend. He cares about you. Like in the last piece, my grandfather said, Hashem, your rod comforts me. He said, how's your rod comfort me? He said, because the worst thing that can happen is if Hashem stops caring about you. And he doesn't care. Even if Hashem's suffering, making a person have a difficulty, it means he's still invested. He's still helping the person, trying to guide them, trying to cleanse them, trying to uplift them. The worst thing that can happen is to be ignored. So even the difficulty means Hashem is very aware of where I live, and He wants to be involved in my life. So, but listen to the Chafetz Chaim's mashal. Again, these are hard things to compute when you're actually going through a difficulty, but just things to think about. Chafetz Chaim said a mashal. He said that a guy, he's friends with the landlord of this Puritz, the guy who owns the Duke, you may say, and good friends. And the Duke leaves town and appoints his right-hand man in charge, and his right-hand man hates Jews. And so when the guy comes to pay, he says, no, we've raised it to, 20,000 whatever ruble. He's like, well, I can't get that. He demands, he goes to get it. The Jew goes, can't try, obviously can't get the money, shows up, and this guy whips him for every 1,000 ruble that he's missing. Whatever he scraped together, whatever 1,000 he's missing, he whips him. Ends up walking away with 15 lashes across his back. Comes home, suffering. And the Duke returns. The Duke hears what happens. He calls the Jew quickly back. Okay? And he says, I heard what happened. He whipped you. I can't believe you're my good friend. He said, for every whip that you took across your back that you weren't supposed to, I'm giving you 10,000 ruble. For every whip. Okay? So he walks away with 150,000 rubles, becomes a wealthy man. So he comes home. His wife knew he had this important meeting. He comes home and he seems so happy. He also looks a little sad. So his wife says, what happened? He said, the Duke said for every time that the other guy whipped me, he'd give me 10,000 rubles. So why do you look a little sad? He said, I can't believe he only whipped me 15 times. The Chafetz Chaim said, I can't say this, but the Chafetz Chaim said, when a person comes to the world to come, and they realize how much they get for every moment of difficulty and suffering, they're going to be blown away and overjoyed, and they're just going to say, I can't believe that that's all the suffering I had. If only I could cash in a few more. Hashem should save us all from any suffering. We should never ever suffer, and whatever we go through should be besimcha, and we should accept it ba'ava and gain all of the great benefits that Hashem is trying to give us. Shkayach.